Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about the week that just was. I've just finished a fairly decent training week. I can't run fast because I have this kind of very minor issue with the leg that I just feel that when I run hard or fast that it's kind of getting worse. It definitely feels like it's improving, it's getting better day on day, but that's because I've taken away all the intensity training and I'm just doing some easy running and a little bit of threshold stuff, so I can't do any sort of intervals. I can't push the pace. On Monday I just ran like a 5k easy after work. That was fine, it was totally fine. And then on Tuesday went out and did a couple of 1k repeats, just 1 kilometer repeats. The plan was just to get 4 of them, working about 350 per kilometer, but as I was cruising through, the first 1 or 2 felt okay, and on the third one the pain was really starting to kind of build up in the leg. And then what happens is the ankle starts to get really stiff once the leg starts sore, so I'm assuming that's a little bit of muscle tension or a little bit of muscle spasm. The ankle gets really tight and then it just kind of feels like it's going to get worse and worse, so I just took it down and I didn't bother doing the last rep. That was Tuesday, so I kind of went home and thought about it. I did some stretching and whatnot. I've tried to loosen out. Wednesday I just ran kind of relatively easy with a little bit of a threshold up and over Howth, and the reason why I did that was I just wanted to get kind of a benchmark of how quick I could run up Howth from the village side right up to the very summit. It's 2 kilometers, it's 2.4k I think in total, and I did it in I think it was 13 minutes 30. Anyway, it was a fairly good run. I was happy enough with it. I didn't overcook it. I kind of tried to keep the heart rate around that between 145 and I got it up to 152 just at the end. And the reason why I chose the heart rate was, it's kind of an arbitrary number. Well, it's not, it's the 152 I think is about, when I think about marathon pace, that's about what my heart rate is at when I'm doing marathons. So I've ran a couple of marathons where I've went, kind of given it a good go, my marathon PBs, and it's usually in around that pace. So I thought if I go up Howth at that kind of threshold level, it's something that I can measure. So I'll start doing a good bit of hill training as the weeks progress now. I haven't been doing a whole lot of hill training other than some hill blasts, and the hill blasts have been absolutely fantastic. Just 10 to 12 seconds, just all out sprint up a relatively a little bit of relative incline on the road. I find that's absolutely fantastic for developing speed, developing muscular endurance, getting a good kind of neuromuscular stimulus into the body. And now, after doing that for a couple of weeks now, I've started doing some strength training. I've added just this week, I also did a little bit of plyometrics, so I'll kind of do that once a week, a few little plyometric exercises. Definitely doing the strength training is going to help, so I'm kind of getting on top of that. And the reason why that's all coming out, bringing in the plyometrics, bringing in the strength training, switching from hill blasts into some hill repeats now, is that I've built up pretty well. And I'm going to start marathon training over the next couple of weeks. Hi Ross, how's it going? Yeah, up until now it's all been just kind of focusing on this 10k race which I have next Saturday, which I'm looking forward to. I don't know how the race is going to go, because once I start running it'll probably feel, well, when I start running it's kind of sore at the start, so when I do my warm-up probably feel okay, but I don't know how it's going to feel when I start running. I was hoping to break 40 minutes for the 10k. That's unlikely to happen now. I haven't been able to do the hard workouts. I will give it a shot. I will run hard, see how it goes. Well done, good stuff.
Keep going.
Little boy trying to learn how to ride his bike with no stabilizers. Yeah, I will. I'll give it a bash. I'll give the 10k bash for sure, but I just don't know. I might get 2 or 3k in and have to ease off because the leg gets sore, or it might be a case that it's totally fine in the day. Like I said, I've taken away all the intensity, so we'll see how it feels come race day. Yeah, so that was Wednesday, the time trial up Howth. Felt good after that, and then Thursday evening I got home from work and I just wanted to get the mileage up. Again, I've been steady. I've done like a little over 60k, in around 60k for the last 8 weeks now, so it's time to bring that volume up a little bit as of this week. I do have that 10k race, so it's unlikely I'm going to run long on Sunday, so I'll have to just do a few longer runs this week, because I would like to try and get that up. Keep the volume up, even though I have the 10k race, but I think it's important to keep the volume in there, because this isn't a key race or target race, so I'll try and do that. But yeah, over the next coming weeks I'll be bringing the volume up to around about 70. Let's get it to 70 anyway, 70, 75 I think will be good. I've got my holidays coming up in about 5 weeks time, so between now and then once Saturday finishes and I have the 10k done, I'll kind of start to change my training towards half marathon, just trying to get I want a PB to half marathon if I can, or certainly get back around. I think my PB is 126, so I'd like to be hovering around there come September when I do the Dublin half marathon. And I'll definitely run either the Dublin marathon or a mate of mine, Ger Copeland, who's been on the podcast, he's going to have a marathon in Howth in September. It's like a charity event. I might do that. There's a Lusk 20 mile, I'll probably do that. Or I might do Ger Copeland's 20 mile if he's a 20 mile on that day. We'll see. There will be a couple of races. There will be a couple of opportunities. If I do Dublin, that's about, I think it's about 5 or 6 weeks before Valencia. So if I do it, I'll just do it as like a training run where you kind of just take out at about 15 minutes or 15 seconds per kilometre slower than my goal marathon pace, and just see if I can run the whole thing at that. I think that would be a good, very good metabolic training day. I think it would be a very good stimulus stuff. I think it's far enough out that I would recover so long as I don't run too hard and come back in a heap. I think it would be a really good training session before Valencia. And that's the plan, kind of how it's going to change. Saturday I went out, Saturday evening I went out and I just did like a little over 10k. I just wanted to try out my new runners, the New Balance, which I did a video on. And that 10k run was just about consistency of volume, kept it really easy. I did a little bit of a run up Paddy's Hill, kind of pushed it a little bit. It was running about 4:44 per kilometre. It's a bit of an incline, so it was, my heart rate was definitely up. Again, it was around about that marathon heart rate, of that, or threshold heart rate, whichever you call it, whereas up around, I think I got close up to 150 when I finished that. And that was pretty much the week. Around this morning with the club, we went out and I think it was just a little over 18 kilometres. I was writing a text to a mate of mine, Simon, to say that, you know, we'd pick the pace up and run it, because last week I ran easy on the way out and then we picked it up and went hard on the way back. And I wanted to do that today, but when I started, I had quite a bit of leg pain just for the first 500 meters, and then we stopped, everybody meets, and then when I start running it was just a little bit there, so I kept it really easy for the first few kilometers, and then we regrouped again and it felt fine. So I ran with my mate Simon and another girl, Elaine, and we were kind of cruising at about between 440 and 450. That was nice. I finished, there was a bit of a hill on that, and then once we got to the top of the hill, those two took off and I had to slow down, because when I run downhill the leg really starts to, it's the impact of going down is really problematic. But yeah, and that was the week. I'm feeling good, I'm training well, I'm maintaining the positive outlook on running, which is great, because that's what's been a problem in the past. I'm looking forward to the 10k on Saturday. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm really looking forward to when that finishes, kind of really starting to think about the half marathon training. And what that's going to include is there's some key sessions I want to do. The 4x4 minutes is going to be a key feature session that I'll be doing each week. A couple of times doing like 2 by 10 minutes or 3 by 10 minutes at threshold pace. Doing the long run, bring the long run average pace up a little bit, I need to do. And then doing some structure stuff in the long run where the distance gets longer and you start to pick it up towards the end. But I'll talk about it on this channel. That's pretty much it. A solid week, feeling good, feeling fresh. Like I said, I am going for that marathon PB at the age of 47. Well, I'll be 48 come race day. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everybody. There's a whole lot of new subscribers, so it's great to have new subscribers on. And I've picked up a good few people coming to my clinic for treatment on the back of the podcast, and I'm coaching a few people, and some of those people have come because of YouTube videos. So look, it's great. I'm happy with how everything's going, and I'm looking forward to the week ahead. Anyway guys, you know what to do in the meantime. Run far, run fast, most of all, run sensible.